everybody, welcome back to my channel, Fixing It Up with Sandra. In case you're new here, I'm Sandra, and today we are going to be doing a Valentine's Day wreath. I know I said I wasn't gonna do one, but I came across a box that was filled with so many goodies that I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it. So about 90% of the items come from the Dollar Tree, and you should be able to still find some of it at your local Dollar Tree. I had a bunch of this stuff from probably last year, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be using the heart frame from the Dollar Tree. I've got the pipe cleaners from there, and I'll go over my placement. And I've got red, white, and black mesh. This is, again, all from the Dollar Tree. And here is the sign that we're gonna use, this cute little metal truck right here. I wanted to add the pop of black in there because of the black and red checkered back there. And so we are also going to be adding some cute foam glitter hearts. I have this right here, and I also have some picks. We may or may not use these. Then I have 2 rolls. These are the 9-foot rolls of ribbon from the Dollar Tree. We're gonna use this one right here, and we're gonna use the heart right here. And then here's the 2 items that are not from the Dollar Tree. I have this ribbon left over from Christmas. And so we're gonna be using the black and red checkered, and we're gonna be using a red satiny ribbon right here. So like I said, the majority of it comes from the Dollar Tree. Pretty budget friendly, depending on how elaborate you get, like what you add to this. So I like to go crazy. I like to add a bunch of stuff. But anyways, let's get started. So this is the blank frame, just in case you want to see what it looks like. So I took the frame and I added 14 pipe cleaners on here. Now, why I added 14 pipe cleaners is just because I went probably 2.5 inches apart. Not exactly. So if you're putting on pipe cleaners and you get to like number 12 and you're like, oh, I've already covered the entire outer frame of the wreath, because that's the only one I did. I only did this outer part right here. We may or may not do the inside. We'll get to that later if we even need to do so. But I just did out here. My little dog is chasing the cat. That's why it jumped up there. But yeah, so I just went about 2.5 inches apart on the pipe cleaners. Now, the reason why I did that is because I'm using the dollar store mesh, which is about what, 5.5 inches in width. So I know I don't have like big poofy mesh. So I know I'm gonna kind of want my pipe cleaners close together in order to make it look full. That's what I've just learned over the years, that if you have the tiny mesh, you kind of want to have more pipe cleaners put together. We're going to be doing the curl method, so it's going to look like that. So we're just going to kind of semi-wing it, but like I said, I got 14 pipe cleaners all the way around. I did not cut my pipe cleaner. It took me a second. I did not cut my pipe cleaner because we will be adding ribbon to this. Normally, I would just put together like a bunch like this, do a pipe cleaner on it, and then attach it to my wreath. But because we're doing ribbon, I wanted to have the pipe cleaners on here and then attach this way. Does that make sense? And again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I'm gonna be very descriptive in this video because so many beginners are reaching out to me like, thank you for all of the explanations. And I know so many of us, we've done this time and time again, but we can just have a little patience for those who are brand new to this so they can enjoy this craft just as much as we do. So, all right, so I cut 14 red, I cut 14 white, and I cut 14 black. Now, if you are using dollar store mesh, here's my recommendation, that you get 2 rolls of each color. The reason why is that if you're working with dollar store mesh, and I work with it quite often, you know that sometimes it isn't very nice. Like sometimes it's frayed and whatnot. So sometimes it's just good to have a backup. The white kind of was a little funky for me today, so I did have a backup. It's always nice to have a couple of rolls of these just stashed away for backup. and I went and cut like 3 pieces off of here because the end of the roll was just ruined. And if you are looking for a nice cutter to cut your mesh, I highly recommend these cutters from the Dollar Tree. They work beautifully. I know, because I cut my thumb while cutting my mesh earlier. So anyways, that is what we have right now, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'll do a couple just on video, or obviously on video. I'm just gonna do a couple with you guys right here while I chat, and then we'll speed it up so you don't have to watch such a long video. So what I'm gonna do, if you've never done the curl method, you can simply place it in your hand or on the table and just kind of curl it right here. And with this mesh, it will usually already start to curl on its own, so that's why it makes this craft pretty easy. So you have one curl right here. Oh, excuse me. Oh. And then I have my black one. I'm just gonna put it like this in my fingers. And it doesn't have to be a super tight curl, just a curl, that's it. And then take my black one, put it right there. And then we're gonna take the white one, and just kind of straighten the curl out a little bit, like so. All right, there we go. And then we have our 3 curls. We're gonna pinch them together and we're gonna place them into a pipe cleaner, and I will point the camera down so you have a better view. I'm just gonna do this right here. Now, don't worry if your pipe cleaners move on you. Once you start adding all of the mesh to the frame, it'll kind of hold the pipe cleaners in place once you start to kind of fill it up. Just give it a couple of twists and voila. And you can adjust, kind of move these around a little bit, and I'll do one more and then we will fast forward this because it's pretty easy once you've seen it done a couple of times. So I'm just gonna kind of open it, just kind of re-roll it. Now, if you can't hold it like this with your fingers, grab a clothespin. They have them at the dollar store. I love having them on hand, again, for crafting. This one's already pretty rolled. I don't wanna mess with it. Just tuck it in my finger. And then we're gonna grab the black one, just do it a little bit tighter, like so. All right, there we go. And then we have another one. Grab it, pinch it, put it next to your other one. Now, again, because we are using the dollar store mesh, you may find that you have some frayed ends and whatnot. Don't worry about that until the very, very end. There's no point in going over it right now. And it does look like, I just have 2 on here. So with the 2 on here, it kind of looks like we're gonna need to probably add more than the 14 that I already have on here. So go ahead and grab those 2 rolls of each color. I have plenty of extras in the back, but again, we'll get to that point. When we fill this up, we'll discuss it more. Let me go ahead and finish my wreath right here. All right, I want to show you what it looks like when we just have the 14 all right, so I just want to show you what it looks like with the 14 pipe cleaners on here. Here we go. This is what it currently looks like. Let me get it in the right direction. You can see that we have gaps through here. I apologize, that is my dog coughing. So you can see that we have gaps through here. So because of the gaps, I want to go ahead and fill this. So that's why I went ahead and said, go ahead and make sure you get 2 of each color from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to go ahead and add 10 more pipe cleaners to the wreath. Why I chose 10 is because each roll gives us 14 cuts. And I forgot to tell you, I'm cutting them at 12 inches in length. So each roll or each mesh cut is 14 inches in length. For one roll, you will get 14. So 12 inches in length, you will get 14 cuts out of each roll. Now, the reason why I said to get 2 rolls is because if your dollar store mesh isn't perfect and you have to like toss a couple, then you would have 10 cuts on the next roll that you can use. Does that make sense? I don't think that made sense, but just get 2 rolls, 10 cuts out of the second roll. That's what we're gonna do. But I'm not gonna bore you with watching me do this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut. We'll come back when I have all 10 in here. And where I'm gonna place the pipe cleaners before I go is just in the empty spaces. So there's gonna be no strategy to it. It's just wherever I see gaps, we're just gonna place the pipe cleaner with the mesh. All right, guys, so I've added the extra 10 pipe cleaners with the curls onto the wreath. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It's kind of hard to tell that it's a heart, but that's okay. People will get the message once we start adding all of the stuff to it. So this is how it looks. It's very full. I'm very happy with it. And again, some of my pieces are frayed. Some of the ends are frayed, and we're just gonna go over that at the very end and cut those off. So now we are going to add our sign to the heart frame, only because I want to build the ribbon and everything else around it. So this is what we're gonna do. Here's the top, even though it doesn't seem like it. So we're just gonna add that right here. Now, instead of using a pipe cleaner to attach it to the wreath, we're gonna go ahead and use glue. And I already have my hot glue. I'm actually gonna do something real fast. Because I left my tablecloth on, we're gonna grab my cutting mat and glue on top of this because I don't want to ruin the tablecloth. All right, so let me just make sure I have the top. All right, I'm gonna find a good place for it, like so. I'm gonna bring this over here with my little paper towel. All right, we had to switch glue guns because the other one for some reason was kind of jammed. So anyways, problem solved. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, like I said, is glue this on. Let's put some glue on the back of this. All right. Now, because this sign is metal, just in case this is your very first one, because the sign is metal, when you put the hot glue on, the whole thing heats up, your fingers will get burned if you aren't paying attention. I learned the hard way. So, all right, let's make sure we've got this. And if I need to add any extra glue, I will once I flip it over. But we're just gonna kind of hold it down for a minute. And then we are going to work on our ribbon and then add all of the little trinkets. And I think, you know, I never really saw wreath tutorials where they add like trinkets like this and, you know, do all the little doodads that I always love to do on a wreath. That's just something that I just love. It's like jewelry for the wreath. And it's just so much fun. I think I've got this on here. Flip it over, just check. All right, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and kind of tuck that off to the side and we're gonna work on our ribbon. Now, I do wanna say, you know, doing wreaths as long as I have, I still don't have it all figured out. So if you're a beginner, and from what I gather, most of you are, it's okay to not have it all figured out when you go to start a project. And sometimes you'll have to stop and then maybe go back to the store and get more mesh or more ribbon or whatever. I still do that to this day. So don't beat yourself up if you're like, you know what, I didn't buy the 2 rolls, I only have the 1 and now it's got gaps. Don't worry, improvise. If you have pink, maybe throw some pink in there where you weren't gonna do it. Maybe just do more white on the inside. Just have fun with it. That's the main thing. I see too many people, especially beginners, start to do a project and they see something on YouTube and they want to recreate it, and then it doesn't come out exactly like how it did in the video, and then they get frustrated and whatnot. Don't do that. Improvise, do what you want to do. Just have fun. That's the main thing that I really, really want to stress to everybody. Have fun. I don't always have it perfect, but I always make sure that whatever I do, I'm having fun. Okay, back to the wreath. So what I'm gonna do, this is how I determine what length of ribbon I'm going to do. I sometimes can cut the ribbon before I even create the wreath, but 50% of the time I have to wait till I create the wreath to see what the length is gonna be. So what we're gonna do, all right, I think I'm gonna do about that length. So let's see what this is. We are going to be cutting our ribbon, wired ribbon, make sure it's wired. We are gonna be cutting it to about 14 inches, okay? So I have 4 ribbon. I'm going to cut 1, let's do 3. We're gonna do 3 kind of like little bouquets, I'm gonna call them, of ribbon. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll cut the little fancy tails in just a moment. Oh, okay, so the dollar store already, I love it. Okay, I was like, why does that? Dollar Tree products, but you just gotta roll with the punches. Okay, so we're gonna do 14 inches on this one. And if you don't have this exact ribbon, don't worry, anything will do. Just whatever makes you happy. That's what I say. All right, and if you don't wanna do 14 inches, say you do 12, no problem, it's your wreath. Have fun. I really want to stress that again because so many beginners are watching the channel. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that you are finding so much of this information useful. All right. 2, 3. And sometimes I just wing it on a lot of stuff. That's what you'll see a lot on the channel. All right. I do have like this little thing that measures the ribbon where I can just flip it around and then make one cut. It's in my room. I'll probably show it on the next tutorial. All right, here we go. All right, so we've got our little bouquets. Now we're gonna make the fancy cuts. What you do is you take your ribbon, fold it to the center in case, again, nobody's ever done this. You fold it like this, you take your scissors and you cut this way. Cut towards the edge, okay? There we go. And if it's not perfect, it is okay. There we go. And I said I wasn't gonna do a Valentine's Day wreath, but when I found this box full of like all of this stuff, I'm like, okay, we've got to do a wreath. Alrighty, there you go. All right, here we go. And I was gonna do a bow, but these like bouquets, I've been seeing them quite often on different channels that make wreaths, and I'm just like, you know what, those are just so easy. You don't have to do too much. And sometimes bows can be tricky. Even for me, still to this day, I have a bow dabber that I use to make bows. If you can get your hands on one, I see them all the time at thrift stores now because I guess it's just not a thing anymore, but I still love mine very much. And it's definitely used all the time. But if you can get yourself a bow dabber, I'll probably put a link to one in the description box. And it definitely helps for beginners. Okay, that one's just not lining up right. I'm trying to rush because I hate making you guys just watch something that can be sometimes so tedious. There we go. And maybe I'll do a live tutorial here coming up just because it's been so long since I've done one. And I miss talking to you guys in real time. All right, there we go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, so we're gonna take one of each. So we have our 4. You know, I'm gonna do a solid, then this, then this. And that doesn't really matter because once you lay it on the wreath, it's gonna do its own little thing. Fold it in half, like so. Do a pinch. And if you wanna add more ribbon, feel free to do so. Do a little pinch. All right, we're just gonna pick a spot. I'm gonna do 3, so I'm gonna kind of do this kind of, you know, like 1, 2, 3, like a little triangle. That's my pattern. I'm looking for this particular why is this so hard? Oh, pipe cleaner. There we go. So we're going to do one right here. I'm going to go ahead and tie it on. I'm going to give it a couple of twists. I'm going to turn around and show you. So I have it tied on there just like that. So that's what it looks like right now. But I'm going to go ahead and spread it out a little bit and kind of curl it, you know, curl the edges. Alrighty. There we go. All right, and then just curl the edges, kind of like, you know, just curl it towards the wreath, like so. I love it. And then it kind of just looks like a little firecracker. And then we can put a heart in the center. So this is how mine looks right now. Now that I've curled the edges, see how I curled them under? Very, very cute. So now we're gonna do this again. And that's why I say it doesn't matter what, I guess it kind of does, but I'm just gonna do a different pattern now. I'm gonna lay that one on the bottom, then that one, I'm gonna do the truck, and then we're gonna do the solid. And then, like I said, I'm gonna kind of put it in a triangle shape. So we'll do one right there. Pinch this again, find a spot. And again, this is why we left our pipe cleaners alone, because we just never knew where we were gonna place our ribbon. All right, there we go. And again, spread out your ribbon. And just make sure that you have it in there good. That way you can kind of tug your ribbon. Don't be too rough, but I mean, this is pretty, you know, solid. So there we go. Super, super cute. All right, there we go. Alrighty, there we go. All tucked under. Let me show you what it looks like with 2. Here we go. So, okay, so there's the top. There's our, I'm gonna have to pan out, but there's what we got so far. And we're gonna do one more. And if you wanna put more than 3 little bouquets of ribbon on here, again, feel free to do so. There's no wrong or right way to do this. All right, we're just gonna put this up here. And find a spot. All right, now the fun part's gonna come up because we're gonna start adding all of the little goodies to our wreath. All right, there we go. And then I will definitely pan out so you can see. Did I miss? Oh, we didn't. There we go. Thought I missed a ribbon. All right, just tuck that back. And like I said, it'll look like a little firework. Okay, let me pan the camera back up so we can get a full view of this. All right, here we go. Here is what our wreath looks like so far. Super, super cute. I love it. We're gonna add some picks to this. And then once your wreath is complete, we will go through and cut off all the little pipe cleaners. That's a tedious job. I hate doing it on camera. Just get yourself some wire cutters or a pair of scissors, and then just go through and cut all of the pipe cleaners off. But this is what we have so far. And now, like I said, this is the fun part. This is where we get to add cute little trinkets like these foam hearts. You could add flowers if you wanted to. You can add some of these little, so I have two different types of the glitter hearts. I have these, the ones that have, they're like the poofy ones, and then I have the flat ones like so. And you can add those if you want. We have some picks, which I'll probably have to cut down the sticks, but here, I want to show you. So we have this. What we're gonna do is probably like towards the trunk, just kind of like stick these in there so they kind of stick up. Super cute. And then because we do have a little hole right there where it had the little metal to hang, we're gonna probably put a little tiny heart over that too. So let me point the camera down, let's get started. All right, I wanted you guys to get a close up so you can see exactly what I'm doing. All right, got a mixture of all kinds of stuff here. I use the glue from the dollar store. You can get the glue guns from there. What we're gonna start out right now is just gluing some of our, the picks into like where the back of the truck is. So I just think that would be super adorable. I'm gonna show you, turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. See right there. And I cut them all at different lengths just so they're not, so they kind of like are staggered in here, if that's the right word to use. All right. There we go, how adorable. Got some pink hearts to kind of play in with the pink hearts on our truck right there. And like I said, this is just my favorite part of making the wreath, is adding all of the little trinkets. Oop, lost that little guy in there. Just gonna add a little I'm gonna add these little tiny pink and white styrofoam balls as well, just because I have them. Super, super cute. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you guys think of all of the little trinkets that you can put onto the wreath. Are you a trinket person like I am, or are you like, no, I just stick to the ribbon and to the sign? Because I'm just like, let's just add it all everywhere. There we go. Add some more of these cute little balls on here. I think sometimes it could be like the more the merrier. Like I made a St. Patty's Day wreath, which the tutorial is on here already. And I put so many trinkets all over it. I was absolutely ridiculous with it. But it's probably, like, I still think of that wreath. I'm like, it's probably one of my favorite wreaths. All right. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna cut off the pipe cleaners that we used to place our ribbon. And I'm gonna add a heart in the center just to kind of cover up the pipe cleaner. Just put a little tiny heart in the center. And I'll show you the detail. Like, in case you guys can't see it just yet, I will, so I'm gonna see if you guys can see on this one. I'll give you guys a close-up in just a minute. So cut that. I'll do a pink heart there. just kind of right in the center like so. And then we'll do the other one. All right, we are just about done. And then like I said, I will cut all of the pipe cleaners off after the the tutorial is done, because I just sit and mindlessly do it, so. All right, let's get a better view of this wreath. All right, everyone, let's pick up our wreath and see how it looks. How cute is that? I love it. It's so adorable. I love the ribbon. See how the little heart is in the center? I love the picks that we use on the back. I love everything about it. We even add some of the little styrofoam balls. Super, super cute. And again, 90% of this came from the dollar store. I'm so excited about it. But it is budget friendly. If you want to use other items, feel free to do so. Create your own Valentine's Day wreath. This is going on the door as soon as I get off of here. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys found it easy, informative. I hope you guys saw how I thought I had it all figured out when I just did the 14 pipe cleaners around, and then it turned out we needed to add 10 extra ones. You don't have to have it all figured out in order to be a wreath maker, a crafter, or whatever, a creator. So that is it for our tutorial. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook to see more content, some reels, all of that fun stuff. The link is in the description box. And I will be back on doing more tutorials. They will vary, but I am back. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you hit the subscribe and that you hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a tutorial. So thank you guys, and I will see you again